Hello guys, this is your friend Shinobi Addict 2.0 and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is what if Naruto by mistake perform a bad jutsu and built harem with Kushina Mikoto and Tayuya part 1. And if you enjoy this fanfic then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic. See like this. And now let's start the fanfic. Alright Naruto, today remember the jutsu you learned while we were finding Tsunade. Jiraiya told his godson as the young Naruto Uzumaki was so hyper of hearing this. Yeah, of course the Rasengan, I love that jutsu. Naruto laughed out loud but stopped when Jiraiya knocked Naruto across his head. Ouch, what the hell was that for? Listen up Naruto. The jutsu I will show you I copy from the 4th Hokage, although the 4th Hokage was my favorite student. Jiraiya showed Naruto the Rasengan but a more powerful version of it. Wow, that's so cool, pervy sage. Naruto was amazed at the power of Jiraiya's Rasengan, of the frog sage own Rasengan. Yeah, I know, I was amazed myself when the 4th Hokage mastered this ability so quickly. It took a while for even me to master it, so let's see how you're able to master this jutsu and make it own trademark. Make a Rasengan of your own original. Jiraiya told his godson. After many tries, Naruto got tried and became nearly drained from using up his normal human chakra. Of trying to make a Rasengan of his own, an original Rasengan of his making like Jiraiya and the 4th Hokage. Oh man, what day. Naruto fall on the ground face down. Well, at least you got the first step done. Jiraiya smiled looking down at the grinning Naruto. Don't worry, I'll master that new Rasengan jutsu in no time, pervy sage, you can count on that. Naruto grinned. While Jiraiya smirked. If keep trying harder and harder, I know you can master it, kid, but let's stop for today, alright? Look'll be gone for a while, take a break, okay Naruto? And don't be looking at my scrolls without my permission, you might find a jutsu you won't like. Yeah, I hear you. Naruto rolled his eyes. Jiraiya left the outer field of the forest, leaving Naruto alone while Jiraiya took care of other business. Naruto peeked in Jiraiya's bag and took out a large scroll from Jiraiya's backpack. There Naruto opened it and saw numberless jutsu inside Jiraiya's scroll. Wow, talk about jutsu heaven. Naruto laughed. Naruto read a couple of jutsu here and then, but there was one special jutsu that he read, Cross World. Naruto said the name of his jutsu was strange and yet sound fun to use. Horse, rabbit, ox, snake, tiger, horse, snake, ox, dragon. Naruto perform hand signs while saying these words. Then chakra start to leak from Jiraiya's scrolls as light blue chakra arms grabbed Naruto's shoulders and pulled him inside. When Jiraiya returned to find Naruto's shoes there with blue smoke coming from his scroll as Jiraiya's sweat drop. Damn nah. Naruto, didn't I tell you not to go in my bag? Jiraiya slap him on the face. Elsewhere with Naruto. In the hidden forest of Konoha. Ouch, my head, damn, what hit me? Naruto opened his eyes to find himself in the hidden forest of Konoha. Huh. Where am I? Back at the hidden forest, wait, wasn't I? Oh man, that jutsu did work, oh man, I screw up, it did teleport me back to my home. Naruto wondered as he got back up, his knees felt funny as his legs shake. Damn, what's going on, my body feel funny, damn it. Naruto felt like he was going to vomit soon. Which he did twice after coughing. Damn it, my body. Before Naruto submit to his unknown illness, he saw a person, a woman, walking toward him. Hey, you alright? The voice of a kind woman asked Naruto. Moments later. Naruto woken later in a warm, soft, large bed of someone. It was raining outside. Naruto shook his head. He got out of bed. Where am I? Naruto asked. Leaving the bedroom, Naruto discovered he was in somebody's home. Naruto entered the kitchen of the house and saw someone already made dinner. Then Naruto suddenly heard the sound of someone humming a song. Naruto went upstairs to a room. Naruto opened the door a little bit to see a full-grown woman with dark red, purple-like hair. Her every being was perfect, a true wet dream for a young male from Naruto's dream or anyone young male fantasies. The woman just put on a towel to cover her body, which Naruto was thankful for, as the young knocked on the door. The woman gasped, Who's there? Sorry lady, didn't mean to peek on you. But Naruto was cut by the beautiful woman standing before him. Oh, I'm sorry, I see you're finally up. I found outside the village, good thing I found you before it rained. What's your name? The woman asked Naruto. It's Naruto. Naruto told the woman. For a moment the woman's eyes widened in shock for a quick second before, that's a beautiful name. She smiled as Naruto blushed while rubbing the back of his head. Thanks lady. I'm Kushina, she said. That's a really pretty name lady. Naruto chuckled while Kushina giggled. Naruto honey, would you mind waiting downstairs until I'm done getting dressed? Kushina asked Naruto. Sure thing lady. Naruto left Kushina's bedroom going down the stairs. Naruto saw on a table beside the couch in a family picture. Naruto picked it up and looked at it. There in the picture was Jiraiya, Kushina and fourth Hokage. Naruto's mind screamed. No way, this can't be. Naruto thought to himself. On back of the picture were three names. Jiraiya with Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki pregnant 6 months with Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto body froze from the shock that quickly was overcoming him. I think pervy sage Jutsu did something either good or bad, and I just saw my mother, oh my god. Do you have a last name Naruto? Kushina asked Naruto, this case Naruto to freak out. No. Naruto said simply to cover up himself. This woman was his mother, then he's in deep trouble. As the two were having dinner together alone, it was only Naruto and Kushina alone in the house. Oh, that too bad, having a last name is good to have. Kushina said. Yeah, well, I always been on my own, I never knew my mother or my father at all. The orphanage kicked me out when I was 4. But enough about me. So Kushina, you know the fourth Hokage and pervy, I mean Jiraiya? Naruto asked the female Uzumaki. Yes I did. Jiraiya was Minato-sensei and I was Minato's lover. Kushina suddenly frowned. But few years back I gave birth to a baby boy. My baby was taken from me. Minato used our own son to seal the 9-tailed fox inside my son. My son died and so did Minato. I lost the two most important people in my life all in one night. And few years later Jiraiya died. No way, the pervy sage dead. No way, this gonna be a dream, man. That Jutsu really did something to me. Am I in another world? Kushina call out Naruto's name to get his attention. Yes, Kushina-sama. Quote. Please just call me Kushina. It funny my son's name was Naruto. Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki, what a perfect name that was. Kushina chuckled. You look a lot like him too. Really? Kushina nodded while wrapping her fingers around her long beautiful red hair. Well, I never really thought of myself handsome or good looking at all. Why's that? Kushina asked. Well, everyone always look down at me. To them I'm just a dropout, but I have proven myself I can be the best. Only I wish what my mother looked like. What was she look like, and did she care about me, and of course my father as well. Naruto sighed as he stared at his bowl of ramen. Naruto should finish your food before it gets cold. Kushina gave Naruto a kind motherly smile. Right. Naruto still looked down while eating his dinner. I'm sure they care about you, Naruto. I mean, no panther should never ever leave their child unless it was a good damn reason. Kushina told Naruto. Thanks, Kushina. So Naruto, why have a leaf headband? This draw attention about Naruto's sudden arrive. Well, I found this headband. My godfather gave me this to me. Naruto lied. I thought you didn't have a family. Well, I was adopted by this old guy. He took me as his own when nobody else wouldn't. I look up to him as my hero. Naruto smiled. He's a bit of a perv, but he's cool as hell. That must be a good man. Kushina giggled. Yeah, he was. I'll never forget you, old Sarutobi. Naruto thought. But I have a new hero, pervy sage. I have learned a lot from him as well. I hope he's not mad at me. Single quote. Back in Naruto's world. I can't believe it, that little brat used the cross-world jutsu. Jiraiya signed. I only visited that world only once. It was a better world until I find out I died. Well, guess it time for my second time to visit that world. Jiraiya performed the same hand sign Naruto did. I hope you're not casing chaos in that world, kid. Back in the other world. That night. Kushina. Naruto spoke her name while Kushina was washing the dishes. Yes, Naruto-kun. Just call me Naruto, please. I just wanna know, why are you so kind to me? Because you remind me of Minato when he was your age, and I thought you were a lost leaf ninja. Kushina giggled as Naruto blushed cherry red. Thank you for giving me food and a place to stay. But I should leave tomorrow morning. You can't. Kushina yelled but covered her mouth but spoke in a kind, gentle voice. I mean, you can't. Lord Sarutobi wished to see tomorrow. Quote. Huh, why that? Kushina pointed at her forehead. Naruto cursed in his thoughts. Damn it, the headband, oh man, I fuck up. Later that night. Naruto slept on the couch downstairs as Naruto was watching TV. It was 11 o'clock. Naruto was in deep thought. How the hell am I going to get out of this problem? No, wait, Naruto, you can do this, you can do this. The next day, Sarutobi aka the third Hokage was sitting in his chair as Naruto along Kushina stood in front of the old Hokage. Kushina told me she found you. She also told me you want to stay here as a resident of Leaf. Is this true? Quote. Yes, I do. I'm already a genin. Naruto told him. What village? Sarutobi asked. Then a voice came from outside of Sarutobi's window. Under my wing, that boy is a genin. My skin is saved. Naruto was truly glad to see Jiraiya from his world. JJ, Jiraiya, is that you? Sarutobi was truly surprised and shocked to see his former student. Don't have a heart attack on me, old man. Jiraiya then let out a small chuckle. Jiraiya, how are you alive? The Anbu saw you die. Kushina said. You think I, all the mighty and powerful Toad Sage, fall in the heat of battle? Never. Jiraiya did his infamous pose. Yup, that's Jiraiya, alright. Kushina and Sarutobi thought. I see that you have met my son. Jiraiya pat his right hand on Naruto's head. Your son. Kushina yelled along with Sarutobi. What, you didn't think I would ever have children? Jiraiya gave them a funny look as Kushina and Sarutobi sweat drop. Well, you said the woman would ever have your children would be Tsunade. Sarutobi said. I'm pulling your leg. Naruto is my adopted son. I found him as newborn baby few years back. In the land of grass I name him Naruto after my late godchild. I'm sorry, Kushina, for so much confusion. Quote. No, it's alright, just so glad to see you again. Kushina gave Jiraiya a warm hug as Jiraiya welcomed the hug which Kushina gave him. I'm glad to see you as well, Kushina. Naruto, go get something to eat, at launch time for you, kiddo. Jiraiya told him. Yeah, ramen, here I come. Naruto ran off. Kushina followed behind Naruto. You know that is Kushina's son. Jiraiya told the old Hokage. I know, and you're not Jiraiya, well, at least from our world. Sarutobi chuckled. That is correct, Sarutobi sensei. But from my world you die, I still see you're still alive. Kushina vanished after the night of Naruto's birth. I believe she had died. But here I see she is alive and well, but I see great loss in her eyes. Jiraiya told Sarutobi. So why are you here? Naruto read a jutsu that brought us here. Naruto is Kushina's son but not her blood son in this world. Tsunade is 5th Hokage in our world, beautiful and deadly as ever. Jiraiya laughed. That sound just like her. Sarutobi laughed along with Jiraiya. So tell, what has changed of this world from my own? In my world there is only one Uchiha left within Konoha. Sasuke Uchiha. The only living Uchiha in this Konoha is Mikoto Uchiha, the mother of Itachi and Sasuke Uchiha. Jiraiya wasn't that surprised hearing this, so he asks, where's Sasuke Uchiha? Sasuke died from an illness shortly after that night. Sarutobi signed. Danzo and the village elders have tried many times to rebuild the Uchiha clan, but Mikoto refuse. I see the loss of her clan and her youngest child to die, and not only that but to have her oldest child murder his own clan. Both Mikoto and Kushina has share of equal losses of their children. Sarutobi agreed with Jiraiya. Yes, the elders plan to clone an Uchiha from Mikoto's or Sasuke's DNA. You know that won't work. A clone can't have children. Even if Mikoto was forced to mate with someone else, it will be only causing more harm to the grandchild of. Sarutobi cut Jiraiya off before speaking the forgotten Uchiha's name. Yes, I know Jiraiya. Believe it or not, Kushina had another child. Quote, oh really? This caught Jiraiya off guard for a moment. Yes, of course you wouldn't know, you're not from our world. Kushina had a girl first before Naruto was born. Her name is Tayuya Uzumaki. Believe me, she a lot like Kushina when she was young. Quote, let me guess, mouth like a sailor and angry as hell on mood swings. Sarutobi nod his head. Damn, where is she? On a mission with her team. Kakashi Hatake is her sensei. Tayuya Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno and Kintsuchi. Kushina adopted Kin and Anko into her household few years ago. Jiraiya smack himself in the face. Oh great, I got a gut feeling if Tayuya is in Naruto's replacement, then that means. No, she doesn't have the Kyuubi. Naruto did, but he died. Tayuya was born 4 years before Naruto, she's 14 this year. Sarutobi's sweat drop as he remembered all the hell Tayuya being casing in the past years. 14 yet still a genin. Believe me, she's a pain. Sarutobi showed Jiraiya a picture of Team 7 from his world. I have seen Tayuya and Kin before, only in my world they were killed. Kin was used in one of Orochimaru's sick experiments and Tayuya's body was crushed by a tree. Jiraiya explained to Sarutobi, hey Sarutobi sensei, I know this is crazy, but I and Naruto are going to stay here for a while. I understand Jiraiya, people will be shocked to see you alive. Jiraiya laughed. So is Orochimaru, what of him? Jiraiya wondered. Just as evil in your world, I'm afraid. Sarutobi signed while shaking his head slowly. I see something hasn't changed in this world. Well, to keep Naruto's secret safe, I will dye Naruto's hair white like mine so many people will believe he's as my son. Sarutobi chuckle as he can image a white-haired Naruto acting like Jiraiya. It's truly good to see you again, Jiraiya. I believe this world needs a good Naruto and Jiraiya. Damn right. Few minutes later at the training ground. Hey pervy sage, what are you doing? Jiraiya perform a 6-hand sign and pat his right hand on Naruto's head as Naruto's spiky blonde hair changed to silver as it grew down to his shoulders. There, now everyone will believe you're my son. Jiraiya smirked. Just need to give you new clothes. All help. Kushina said, giving them to a friendly motherly smile at them. Good. Jiraiya said. Now Kushina, when Anko, Kin and Tayuya return from their mission, please tell them that Naruto is moving and I fear hell will begin knowing there's a boy living in their home. Kushina signed. Yeah, I know Tayuya was a challenge to raise. Adopting Kin and Anko was even more of a challenge. But with Naruto's help, I think things will be quieter, I hope. Quote. Great, I got roommates. Naruto's sweat dropped. Quit crying about that. You're living my fantasies, kid, living with 4 beautiful women in a wonderful household. Jiraiya grew a vein on the back of his head while he yelled at Naruto. Whatever you say, pervy sage, I already know it gonna be war. Naruto signed. Don't worry, Naruto. Tayuya is the main problem, but I believe Anko and Kin will be less trouble for you. Kushina smiled at her otherworld son. Well, let's begin. Naruto chuckled. He was ready for this new challenge that awaits him. Rumors of Jiraiya's return spread out of all the land of fire like wildfire, and rumor he also had a son as well. As rumors soon become true facts, for the whole day Naruto was being trained by Jiraiya, although Naruto was turning 13 this year in 1 month. Alright Naruto, enough training for today. This show me that you can control your chakra to some limits. Try focus on using your normal chakra, then the nine-tailed fox's chakra. Use the Kyuubi's chakra as a trump card. Jiraiya told his godson as Naruto and Jiraiya were all alone at the training ground. Alright pervy sage, it is getting late. Naruto looked at the time on his wristwatch. It was 6 o'clock. Yeah, you're right, the girls should be returning home right about now. Wished you luck kid, you're gonna need it, that's for sure. Naruto sweat drop. I really hope it not so bad as I think it's gonna be. Come on Naruto, I know your luck with women ed in your world. But here maybe both you and I can have a fresh start kid, you know, make everything right here. Jiraiya cheered up his godson. Thanks pervy sage. That's my boy, now go home and show those ladies who was the man of that household. Jiraiya point Naruto the path of his new home. The Uzumaki resident. Alright, so far there's nobody here. Naruto looked around, he'd sign with relief. Then the door of the house smash open as the door bash Naruto on the head sent the boy flying in the kitchen. As the three beautiful yet troublesome daughters of Kushina Uzumaki have finally arrived. Ka-san, we're home. The three yelled. I'm upstairs girls. Kushina called out. Man, I'm beat, what a fucking day. Tayuya took off her shoes and jumped on the couch and sat there watching TV. While Kin sat beside her older sister, best friend as Anko, the oldest of the three, about the age of 24. She was young and single, not a man alive in Konoha dare ask her out on a date. There was only two men, however the Y only became Anko's best friends. Kakashi Hatake and Guy Might. Kakashi was more of a lazy boyfriend type and Guy was too much of I'll do whatever you want type of guy. Anko decided to have them as her best friend, then being her boyfriends, and also Anko was a bit too insane for them. Kin was known as the most beautiful yet the most hated genin in Konoha because many females were envy Kin. Most boys would ask her out then asking the others. But Kin decided to be single, waiting for the boy that gives her a challenge at a relationship. Then there was Tayuya, Kushina's first-born child. As a child, Tayuya was lovable and kind and also sweet, but losing her baby brother and her father on the same night as well as her godfather. Seeing her mother nearly being pushed on the edge of madness, it was Tayuya that kept Kushina strong through the years of hardship. Tayuya, the leader of the Hell Sisters, best known as in Konoha. Together those three are the meaning of hell. Because of them no man dare try to date Kushina or try any funny moves. Anko enter the kitchen to discover Naruto on the ground bleeding from his head. Naruto recover, open his eyes to find himself in deeper shit even ever. Anko had her leg foot on Naruto's chest while Kin and Tayuya gave the boy an evil glare. Oh crap. What the hell are you doing here? Noob breaking in our home. Tayuya yelled at Naruto. Wait, I didn't, ouch. Anko pushed her foot down on Naruto's chest harder. Save it, little pervert. Anko told him. What should we do with him, girls? Kin smirked. Girls, what are you doing? Kushina yelled. She looked very disappointed of her daughters. Nothing. They said. Kushina glare at them. Anko, remove your foot from his chest. Anko quickly removed her foot from Naruto's chest. He's our guest. Kushina helped Naruto up. Our guest? Since when do we have a guest? Tayuya asked. Since now, young lady, don't give me that look, he's our special guest, this is Jiraiya's son. Tayuya's attention was caught by this. You're kidding, that old frat had a son before he died. I'm not dead yet, Red. Jiraiya spoke. He climbed through the kitchen window. But when, how, and Tayuya, Anko and Kin were confuses and deeply surprises. Jiraiya, the almighty toad sage, shall never fall in the heat of battle. Jiraiya laughed. I see you met my son Naruto. You named your son after my dead brother. Jiraiya nodded. Jiraiya quickly ducked down from being punched by Tayuya fist of fury. Where the hell were you, old man, and what right, yo? You have naming your pervert son after my dead little brother. I still see you're pissed as ever and you have forgotten I was the one who named him, Naruto. It was I who gave your dead brother his name, and it is I who named my son after my late godson Naruto. So calm down, redhead, I know you're pissed as hell, but show love to your godfather. Jiraiya opened his arms waiting for Tayuya to hug him. Tayuya walked up to him and quick gut shot the old sage, fuck you. Tayuya ran off to her room. She hits just like Tsunade, oh crap. Jiraiya, are you alright? Kushina asked the toad sage. Number. Jiraiya moaned in pain. I'll tell you one thing. She is your daughter Kushina. Damn, Tayuya gut shot you good. Kin said. Yeah, no kidding, Kin. Jiraiya coughed while talking. He recovered shortly. Anyway, like I said, this is my son, named him Naruto. He will be staying in Konoha with you girls. I want him to feel like he's home. Quote. We will. Kin and Anko suddenly grinned their teeth, which caused Jiraiya to worry even more. Wait, hey, I thought you were gonna keep training me. Naruto said. I am, but I got to discover what has changes while I was in hiding, kiddo. I trust you and the girls will keep my son out of trouble, I hoped. Jiraiya asked Kushina. Of course, Naruto is welcome to stay with us anytime. Good, well then I'm off. Naruto, remember, keep on training on our little lesson, remember that. Jiraiya left the Uzumaki household. Will do, pervy sage, will do. Naruto sighed. Don't worry, Naruto, you'll have a great time. Kin chuckled. She wrapped her right arm around his neck while put her chain on top of Naruto's head. Yeah, little god brother. Quote. I'm afraid, very afraid. The person you should be afraid of is Tayuya. Kin told him. You having her dead brother's name, it gonna be a while before she lets in. In what? Naruto wondered. Her heart, dummy. Anko told him. Guess that can be bit of a problem. Naruto rubbed the back of his head. Naruto, can you do me a favor? Kushina asked him. Yes. Kushina, what is this favor you want me to do? He asked the female Uzumaki. I want you to drop a packet for Mikoto Uchiha. She lives not too far from here. Kushina handed Naruto a small packet-wrapped box. Sure thing, Kushina. Naruto left the Uzumaki residence. He remembered where the Uchiha residents were. He remembered in his world he'd remember visited Sasuke a few times. When Kakashi usual sent him to get Sasuke when was about to start. There, standing at the front door of the Uchiha household, Naruto knocked on the door hard. Hello. There was silences, so he knocked again, this time harder. Hello. Again nothing, nobody shown up. Then the door was unlocked. Naruto opened the door and peeked his head inside. Hello, anybody? The hallways were silence, complete silences. Naruto carried the box with him, then a loud noise was heard. Naruto put the box down and ran down the hallway to a small room. There Naruto saw a woman being hanged in the middle of the room. Oh shit. Naruto grabbed his kunai and cut the rope around the woman's neck. The woman dropped down in Naruto's arms. Naruto took the tie rope around the woman's neck off. Hey, you okay? Naruto asked the woman. The woman came to. Who are you? She asked. What were you doing, lady? He asked. Are you nuts trying to kill yourself? Who are you? Why did you save me? She asked. Name's Naruto. You must be Mikoto Uchiha, right? Mikoto nodded her head. Man, that was too close. I gotta keep an eye on her. If I shown up later, she would have died. Single quote. There was a long pause of silences between the two for a while. I'm sorry. Mikoto said. It'd been so long since I lost my family. I don't have anyone to care or loved. Mikoto began to cry, covering her face in her hands as Naruto was there to keep her company. Did Kushina send you? Naruto nodded. That Kushina, just like her, caring about her friends. Guess I have to thank you for saving me. Mikoto gave Naruto a small smile. Yeah, I guess just don't do that again. Quote. Few seconds later, Naruto handed Mikoto over the box that Kushina wanted Naruto to give to her. Naruto left to the bathroom, being he hasn't used it all day. In the box was a letter and Mikoto's favorite drink, rum, to keep her warm during those cold alone nights. Mikoto read the letter Kushina gave to her. Dear Mikoto, I know it's tough, truly tough to live through the horror that still hurts you. I know how you feel, Mikoto, so I ask you, Mikoto, to move in with us. You and I are old good friends, Mikoto. I fear anything happening to you all by yourself. But if you are not ready to move in with me, I have a young ninja that will keep you company every day. I know this cannot heal your broken heart, but I'll do anything for a friend. Love, Kushina Uzumaki. Kushina, kind and caring as always. Thank you, Kushina. For a young man, he's very handsome. Mikoto thought. As Naruto returned from the restroom, is everything okay, Mikoto-sama? Yes, Naruto-kun, everything is fine. You're a very handsome young man. Mikoto chuckled. I've been getting that a lot lately. Naruto blushed while looking away from Mikoto's beauty. It very true, she said. Thanks, Mikoto-sama. Naruto chuckled but quickly stopped when the single lonely Uchiha said, just call me Mikoto, handsome. Quote. Oh, I'm getting a bad yet good feeling. Why is my heart beating so fast? Naruto trying to find out why he felt so calm and so turned on by her like a fish to a hook. Mikoto is hot. Wait, what am I saying? That's Sasuke's mother, a very hot mother, but still he's mother. Single quote. Well, excuse me, Mikoto, but I have to go, it's getting late. Okay, Naruto. But will you visit me again same time tomorrow? Like Kushina said in the letter. Mikoto asked the young Uzumaki. Huh. Oh well, yeah, I guess so. I got nothing to do. Naruto told her. Mikoto gave Naruto a friendly motherly kiss on his right cheek. Thank you for saving my life, Naruto-kun. You're welcome, I gotta get going, bye. Naruto ran off out of there as Mikoto smiled, waving goodbye to Naruto. My, what came over me? Mikoto asks herself. So young, so good looking, then again I hadn't had in 14 years. Thank you, Kushina, for giving me new hope in my life. New events and new love are just beginning for top single mothers of Konoha and as well as for our young hero Naruto. He'll fin. This what if a home he long dreamed for. Naruto was the first to wake up sleeping on the couch in the living room downstairs near the kitchen. Naruto yawned out loud. It was 7 in the morning. Wearing a large black t-shirt, wearing dark blue PJs, wearing fox slippers on his feet, entering the kitchen. With bags under his eyes because of Kin and Anko were up late night watching movies which kept him up all last night. Naruto fixed himself some pancakes and eggs since being on his own in his world. Naruto knew what he needs to survive every day. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Breakfast he shall have pancakes and eggs, by lunch ramen, by dinner ramen again. Eating the kitchen table alone, eating his eggs and pancakes slowly as the silence. Morning was Naruto's morning. His lonely morning. He knew this world was great but still had ups and downs. This world, his mother was alive and well. He had a big sister but he died, that what screw him up. This wood was great for him. He has a family, no rival who make him look bad, and yet this world was just a dream. Naruto's moment to himself was shortly cut when Kin, Tayuya, Anko and Kushina came downstairs to see Naruto was eating breakfast. White hair, Tayuya said to Naruto. Red, Naruto spoke back. You're in my seat. Tayuya smashed her hip against Naruto's, which caused Naruto to fly off his chair. Tayuya, Kushina said her name. That's all right. Kushina was done anyway. Naruto took his dish and started washing his own dish, and after that went upstairs to use the shower. Bathroom. Okay, Naruto is a good to relax today, the sunning day, kick it back, yeah. Naruto thought while washing himself. I wonder how everyone is doing on my world. And did the Chunin exams started here yet? Single quote. Then there was a small nod. Yeah. Naruto answered the nod. The door opened up. It was Kushina who entered the shower. I got you some fresh new clothes. Could you leave them on the floor? Naruto poked his head out. Sure. And Naruto, I just want to say I'm sorry about Tayuya being so rude this morning. Kushina told him as Naruto easily forgive Tayuya. Yeah, it all right. Then Naruto saw Kushina's face was frozen in shock. Naruto looked down to see his mother was staring at his by mistake. It was Naruto's fault for not fully covering his lower body. Oh shit. Naruto quickly poked his head back inside. Sorry. Naruto said, which snapped Kushina out of it. Man, I can't believe I flash my own mother, I'm an idiot. Single quote. He's just big as Minato when he was 13 on our first date. Kushina thought to herself. I'm sorry about that, Naruto. Anyway, remember, you have to help Mikoto around her house today. Got it, Naruto said. While walking to her bedroom, Kushina was in deep thought. He was so much like Minato, hard to believe Jiraiya raised him. Kushina giggled at the thought of an image that appeared inside her mind, seeing Naruto and Jiraiya training together while Jiraiya was being his old self, casing Naruto to lose his focus in training. Shortly afterwards, at the training ground, while training performing a few hand-to-hand combat moves, Naruto suddenly stopped. Wearing a black t-shirt with the words "Will Power" on the front of the Naruto's t-shirt while he wore matching shorts with his shirt, Naruto was barefooted. While he was training, Naruto turned to see villagers all smiling, watching the young son of Jiraiya training his heart out. Wow, everyone came to see me. Naruto was surprised by this. Hey Silver. A voice yelled. Naruto sweat drop. He knew who called his name. Yes, Tayuya. Quote. Suddenly Naruto quick blocked Tayuya's surprise right hand punch. What the hell is your deal? Come on, if you're going to be living in my house, you better be strong, Silver. Tayuya told him as Tayuya wore the same type of clothes as Naruto, only her t-shirt said, "Don't fuck with me." Single quote. Oh come on Tayuya, we're all friends, aren't we? Naruto tried his best not to fight Tayuya, as Naruto remember from his world the Tayuya who punched him broke his jaw. Oh no, there's no way in hell I'm going to get punched again. Naruto stood his ground and put up his guard. Tayuya chuckled. What's wrong, scared to fight a girl? Tayuya asked Naruto. It depends on who I'm fighting, and I have bad history of getting my kicked by girls. Naruto told her. What, for being a fucking Peking Tom? Tayuya laughed. No, for being myself. Naruto came at Tayuya. The beautiful redhead back away quickly, avoid Naruto's thrust punch. Tayuya wrapped her legs around Naruto's right arm and let go of it and used his head as a jump boost. Damn, she just as quick as the Tayuya from my world, damn it. Man, both Tayuyas are scary. Tayuya ran at Naruto. Naruto quickly sided between Tayuya's legs to avoid her attacks. Hey, quit avoiding me and fight like a fucking man. Tayuya yelled. I'm still a kid and you're just a teenager, Tayuya. Naruto told. That's not the point, dumbass. Sorry Tayuya, I'm not going to fight you. I don't hit girls. It rude and show only a coward attack women and prey on others. Naruto turned his back and left the training ground after getting his shoes. As everyone cheered on Naruto for doing the right thing, but Tayuya however didn't let it go. Get back here. Tayuya screamed, which caused the villagers to run away from the pissed off Uzumaki. There's no way I'm going to be turned down from my fight from some guy got who my brother's name. He doesn't have the right to have that name. Look at him, foolish and a pervert. Tayuya growled like a beast. Elsewhere, Naruto visit the otherworld of his favorite ramen store. Wow, we never had a visitor like you, kid. Laughed the owner of the ramen shop along with his daughter Ayame. Well, at least these two hadn't changed, which I'm glad for. Naruto thought while eating his 10th bowl of ramen. Hello there. Naruto turned his head to see who called him out. It was Rock Lee and Guy Might. Hello, Brushy Brow and Super Brushy Brow. Naruto called them by the names he knew them as. I believe you are mistaken, my young friend. I am Guy Might and this is my powerful brave student of youth, Rock Lee. Is it true that you are the son of the mighty powerful Toad Sage Jiraiya? Guy asked Naruto as the boy just nodded. Ah yes, thank you the gods of youth heaven for giving my student a worthy rival. Guy laughed. I am Rock Lee, it a pleasure to meet you. Lee shook Naruto's left hand. Likewise Lee, don't give up on the hardship of training. I know you can become strong, maybe stronger than me. Naruto chuckled along with Lee. I wish to train with you with your permission. Permission granted. Yes, finally a rival worthy of my skills. Lee screamed in his thoughts. Tomorrow around 10. Naruto asked Lee. I shall not be late, I wish to know my rival's name. Lee asked kindly. Naruto. He spoke his name. Very well, Naruto-kun, I shall train for our upcoming battle. Lee told him as him and Guy race each other all around Konoha just like the Lee and Guy from Naruto's world. 1 hour later. Oh Naruto-kun, you're early, said Mikoto. She was surprised to see the young boy visiting her so soon, but she didn't mind it at all. I got free time earlier than I thought. He chuckled. So Mikoto, what you want me to do to help you around the house? Naruto asked the lonely mother. Well, could you clean the floor, help me with the dusting, take out the trashes and so on. Mikoto took out a small list which came down as the height of Naruto's body. Well, I can't turn her down, and maybe this cleaning up will help me out as well. Naruto nodded his head. Alright, I'll get it done, Mikoto. Thank you, Naruto-kun. Mikoto smiled. Naruto used his shadow clones, which became a number of 20 Narutos in 5 seconds. Mikoto Uchiha was surprised to see so many Naruto in so little time. Naruto spoke to his clones. Alright boys, it's time for us to go to work, we got a list to fill out, so let's get to it. Yes boss. The clones yelled. 2 hours later. Mikoto Uchiha was watching her favorite TV channel, which was Comedy Central. Naruto entered her bedroom, tried and beat from doing all the list things to do. You're done? Mikoto asked Naruto as the boy nodded. Yeah, everything is done. Naruto rested his head down on Mikoto's bed. Mikoto giggled, touching Naruto's silver spiky hair softly. Man, I'm beat. Naruto spoke in her sleepy voice. I hope you're tried completely, Naruto-kun. Mikoto said, which case Naruto to wonder what was she up to. What you mean by that? Naruto asked as Mikoto chuckled a little. Naruto-kun, I want to thank you for what you did the other day, saving my life. You cleaned my house and I finally have a break of my own. I want to say this, I want you to stay with me. With you here it feel like I'm not alone anymore, I have someone there for me. You're welcome, Mikoto. Sure, I'll stay with you, I'll do it every day like Kushina told you. Naruto smiled, but Mikoto shook her head. No, I mean stay with me, live with me, just you and me, Naruto-kun. Mikoto moved her right hand from Naruto's hair down to his chest, rubbing it gently. Naruto rise up, stopping Mikoto from doing whatever she was going to do to him. What wrong, Naruto-kun? Mikoto thought she had upset him. I'm nervous, this is my first time I ever been alone with a female at all. Do you have a girlfriend? Naruto shook his head. No, I don't have anyone, I don't have a loved one, only Jiraiya, he's my dad, I never knew my mother, I don't have friend. I have my father's love but never my mother's. Naruto sighed while Mikoto rubbed Naruto's back. There Naruto. I'm sorry if I pushed you to that, Naruto-kun. Mikoto didn't mean to, she was lonely, she'd take anything that Naruto has to give her, she didn't care that Naruto was a young teen. She saw the pain of being unloved, no motherly love or any real love between a man and a woman. Mikoto. He said her name. Yes, Naruto-kun. Mikoto asked. Naruto sighed at first. She's beautiful, lonely, but so is mom. I love Ka-san, she great and wonderful, but so is Mikoto-sama. Mikoto-sama, you're wonderful and beautiful. I know you're suffering, you've lost everything in your life. I nearly lost everything since my birth, if there's anything you want I'll do it, it's a promise. Naruto held out his left hand pinky. Mikoto wrapped her right hand pinky around Naruto's. Naruto, I want you to feel loved. Naruto eyes widen in shock. You look so lonely just by the look in your eyes. I know no woman can ever replace the woman who gave you birth. I want to give, if not a mother's love, a woman's love then. Naruto turned facing the female Uchiha face to face, looking into her beautiful black eyes. As she stared into his crystal blue eyes, Thank you Makoto-sama. He said as the two now a couple kissed each other on the lips. Naruto felt Makoto's tongue slowly going inside Naruto's mouth, feeling it wrapping around his tongue, feeling Makoto the Uchiha tongue around the young Uzumaki's tongue. Makoto broke the long warm hot wet kiss she gave the young boy. You're a pretty good kisser, she said. Thanks, you got a nice mouth as well Makoto-sama. Makoto giggled. Naruto slowly licked Makoto's neck, slowly feeling her, held him close to her. Oh yes, Makoto moaned. Naruto kept doing this job, making Makoto Uchiha feel happy, taking away her pain, giving a friend a really close and good friend. Naruto stopped licking Makoto's neck and unbuttoned her dark blue shirt, seeing the Uchiha female was wearing a black-colored bra. Makoto took off her shirt, letting Naruto seeing her large bust, her double D cup S. Being a woman in her 30s, single and lonely, she was in heat, longing for a male to come and talk. This beautiful horny cougar. Naruto blushed, closing his eyes, scratching the right side of his cheek. Wow, they're pretty big Makoto-sama. And soft, Makoto added. Come on Naruto-kun, it's okay, you can feel them. Naruto opened his eyes after Makoto unhooked her bra, showing her full view of her S. Naruto put his hands on both S, feeling how soft and big they were. Naruto submit to this over-pleasurable feeling that run through his veins. Naruto rubbed his pointing fingers around Makoto's nipples until her nipples were hard. There Naruto signed he wasn't sure to do next, this was first time.